It's been a little while since we have done one of these videos, but we have previously looked at the 7 most lucrative sales at Southampton, Porto and Ajax. Now, all of those clubs could fairly be described as selling clubs over the last half decade or more, and that is why we chose them. However, it was suggested in the comments that we flip it on its head and take a look at the most lucrative player sales at a club not renowned for selling their best players, but rather one that typically does the hoovering up of talent. As always, let us know in the comments which clubs you'd like to see us look at in the future. Here are PSG's 7 most lucrative sales. Where are they now? Javier Pastore, Roma. He may be the 7th most expensive sale ever made by Paris Saint-Germain, but the reigning Ligue champions still lost over €15 million on Javier Pastore. The skillful Argentinian attacking midfielder was bought to the Parc des Princes in a near €40 million deal from Palermo, and he returned to Italy 7 seasons and 16 trophies later in a €24.7 million move to Roma. Having been a regular in his first 4 seasons in Paris, Pastore struggled with a calf injury in his last 3 campaigns, and he scored 2 goals from 5 starts in signing for Roma. Serge Aurier, Tottenham. Signed by PSG from Toulouse, Serge Aurier was a fairly regular fixture in the PSG side for 3 seasons, but his exit was a little ugly. The marauding right back called Angel Di Maria a clown and made a homophobic slur against Laurent Blanc in his final season in Paris, which saw him demoted to the reserves and ultimately sold to Tottenham. Spurs forked out more than €25 million for the Ivorian services, making him PSG's 6th most lucrative sale, and Aurier has since made 35 appearances in a season and a half competing with Kieran Trippier for that right back spot in the Tottenham team. Moura, Tottenham. Making it back-to-back former PSG players now plying their trade in North London, Moura is another entrant in this 7 who Paris Saint-Germain actually lost money on. With his searing pace, direct running, and impressive close control, Moura had won many admirers in Brazil with Sao Paulo. It took a €45 million bid to bring him to Paris, where he made over 200 appearances but didn't quite live up to the inflated fee and many people's expectations. He joined Tottenham for around €28 million last January, and after a quiet first season, he's looked really dangerous in the early parts of this campaign under Mauricio Pochettino. Ronaldinho, Barcelona ambassador. A man who recently featured in our look at the 100 greatest footballers of all time, yes, I'm still plugging that, Ronaldinho is the only player to feature in this 7 from before PSG's 2011 Qatari takeover. Ronaldinho joined Paris Saint-Germain from Gremio for just €5 million, and they had a 6-fold return on their investment just 2 years later. Having come close to signing for Manchester United, who ended up signing Cristiano Ronaldo having missed out on the Brazilian, Ronaldinho ultimately signed for Barcelona in a €30 million deal. He would go on to achieve one of the great peaks in football history at the Camp Nou, quite rightly becoming a Ballon d'Or winner, but he couldn't sustain that level for a number of years. Now aged 38, Ronaldinho hasn't played professionally since 2015, currently being employed as an ambassador for Barcelona. Blaise Matuidi, Juventus. A hard-working, tough-tackling box-to-box midfielder who won a World Cup over the summer, Blaise Matuidi made almost 300 appearances and twice made the Ligue Team of the Season during a 7-year stay at the Parc des Princes. One may ask, and indeed many did, just what were the club doing selling him to Juventus then? Well, Matuidi had turned 30, he was keen for a new challenge, PSG had other options in the centre of midfield, and the club were also looking to curb 1 or 2 complications that they may have had with financial fair play. Matuidi is the trickiest inclusion in this 7, since the fee which took him to Juventus has been reported with a lot of variation. An upfront fee of €20 million with a potential further €10.5 million in future add-ons seems the most likely figure, and that's enough to put him in 3rd. David Luiz, Chelsea. It is probably a mark of PSG's free spending approach to the transfer market that 3 of the players in this 7 were sold at a loss. David Luiz is the last of those 3, having been sold to the club that PSG bought him from. Luiz set the Parisians back £50 million in 2014, which made him the most expensive defender in world football. He returned to Chelsea in a £34 million deal 2 years later, and is currently a regular fixture for the Blues under Maurizio Sarri. Goncalo Guedes, Valencia. Long considered one of the brightest prospects in Portuguese football, Goncalo Guedes joined PSG from Benfica for €30 million in January 2017. After half a season, he was loaned out to Valencia, and having impressed last season, he joined the La Liga outfit for €40 million over the summer, making him the most expensive player sale in PSG history. Guedes is still only 22, and if the quick, tricky and versatile forward can improve his final product, he'll be a frightening proposition for any opponent. So that's it for our 7. Thanks for watching, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications for more from us if you enjoyed the video, and you can now also follow us on Twitter for more ramblings from me. Our username is simply @HITC Sevens.